Phil Davis, Ancestry Lands, ancestrylands.com. How are you, folks? I'm going to jump into this video real quick because it's going to be a shorter one. You got to understand the cost to maintain. I did a longer form video explaining this out in greater detail, but I'm going to talk to you folks again. When you're buying real estate, you can't just be concerned about the cost to buy. Once you get into the home, once you buy your home, a lot of times, especially for men out there who are looking to get married, you're in a marriage, which I'm married, your wife is going to want new things. I've talked about this. I've had people who have bought homes and I've tried to tell men the same thing I'm telling you all now. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how much you make. If you have a wife, when she moves from an apartment to a house, she's going to want to fill that house up. You're going to have to get furniture. There are going to be years where your furniture, she doesn't like this furniture. And this is not a put down on women. This is just how things go. You yourself may want a different car. You might want a bigger car because you have a growing family. It was two of you. Now there's three of you. Now there's four of you because you have two kids. Your needs are going to grow as you grow as a family. And that means economically, it's going to cost you more while you're owning the home because, again, you get a mortgage, let's say $3,000 a month. But again, your expenses are going to tack up in there. Your wife you might be in an apartment for a few years like we were, and then all of a sudden the apartment furniture, which is now great yesterday, she does not want in the home, or that goes down into your basement if you have one. Now the furniture is downstairs and every room now needs to be filled up with stuff. You might have an office, now you get an office desk. And then don't forget shower curtains. Like my wife loves every season. There are summer shower curtains, there are winter shower curtains, then there's festival stuff. Now you got to buy stuff for the house. Now you got to buy lights, Christmas lights. Then you got to buy, decorations, Santa Claus decoration. Then they break. Then you got to get a new one. We're not even talking about the cost of actually just owning the home, paying utilities, putting in renovations, updating kitchens, bathrooms, replacing toilet sinks if you have an older home, or even just your property taxes going up. This is just the inside stuff of the house. You get a TV, in the next 10 years, you might need a new TV. So all these things got to get replaced. Don't forget there's wall paintings, hangings that she's going to want to replace. So you're going to keep on bopping to this beat that things have to be fixed, updated, or a new look has to be implemented. That's going to keep costing you. It's going to keep costing you. And the one thing you're not looking at is whether you have the salary and income to maintain that, not today, not when you buy, but years on out. My kids, the kids go through clothes like they go through like meals. They need clothes all the time, newer clothes. Well, that doesn't stop your mortgage payment, your property taxes going up. That doesn't call, if you want schools or sports, we're talking about your kids are playing sports. I know parents where they got their kids in sports year round, 2 sports, 3 sports. So now you're looking at, you got to pay for the sports, you got to pay for the cleats, you got to pay for whatever gear that's involved. And this is not even before they went to high school and started playing school sports, intramural sports. This is just your cost on all the things, like I talked in my other video about the actual cost of maintaining a home. So you got to remember that when you're getting married, if you don't understand this, you're going to run into problems because, again, you're going to have a person that is looking to you as a leader, as a man, to already know that these expenses are coming, even if they are known to you at that time. In order for you to be the leader or claim that the man should lead, there is a responsibility with leadership, which is anticipating or making sure that you have the wherewithal, the means to make sure that when you're with the woman, this can be executed. So men got to do a better job of not saying, well, a woman needs to submit, a woman needs to listen to me and do this, when they don't qualify to be listened to. If you're amongst men and you don't have the qualities in which a man would respect, we won't listen to you. So why should it work just because you now have a female intel? Which is why it's incumbent upon men to learn these things if they can learn them from other men. But you got a lot of problems with men go out and have families before they learn how to be a leader. They go out and they're in relationships and they don't spend time learning the steps to being an effective family leader. Because again, really, your children are going to be happy based upon some things that have to do with finances. I've never seen a broke family that's been truly happy. And everybody else said money doesn't make you happy. Well, try being around wealthy people and seeing how much they smile. Yes, they have problems, but so do broke people too. But again, when they're going somewhere with their kids and they're flying, there's a certain level of comfort that does lead to somewhat happiness, because we all have bad days. But again, that's a broke person's argument, is that money doesn't make you happy. It makes me happy. It makes me very happy. I'm like 50 Cent when he was talking to Styles P. You don't need 5 cars. I need them. I need them. That's a broke person's argument, and you should not submit to the will or the ceiling that a person will limit you to. But you've got to understand that there is a responsibility. It's a hard pill to swallow, because everybody's taking red and black and all these other pills. But men need to assess. You need to go before a council of men and be judged on whether or not you were qualified for the position that you seek. I see a lot of men are not qualified for that. They have not done the research or homework and said that I know that I can maintain this income for 20 years, regardless of the unknown responsibilities that I'll have in the future. I need to be able to perceive, which is why I did that video about leadership requires perception. You have to have some perception. You got to be able to perceive things that will happen. You got to be able to think. You have to have advanced thinking when you're a leader. And everyone, this is why a long time ago, the mating, the people having children, it was really relegated to, or you see in a lot of animals, that the mating is done by really a lot, like one male, the dominant male. Now that might be physically dominant, but at the same time, if a male lion or any other male leader and what is a animal group, if they're not leading very well, they can be ousted, they can lead to bad consequences, or they could be in a state where they're overtaken by another dominant male. So I say to you again, you have to make sure that you do your homework and your research on what it is to have a family. Because again, when you're having a family, when you're being a husband, the woman is going to look to you and say, I don't know, you tell me, you're the man. And she's right. She's right. You can't say I want a partnership and I want to be a man at the same time. She's going to naturally look to you for leadership. That is, unless she is an independent woman, it doesn't need your leadership. So I say to you men again, you've got to prepare yourself for the families that you want to have. Any man out there just recklessly going and having children without preparing for it, you're a fool and you deserve everything that comes to you. I'll leave you with this. Best decision and best advice I ever got was in my 20s, chiseled, ripped down, had hair, was out in the world and enjoying being one of the top 20% males, at least physique wise, look wise, but I didn't have the money to back me up. And the one thing this doctor told me, he said, listen, wait till you're in your 30s to get married and have children and start having a family. And I asked him why. He says, because by then you've got it all out and you'll want to sit down and you'll be more mature to be able to understand what you're about to get into. Now, he left me with that little bit of advice, but I listened. He was a doctor. And what I know now is that you have the maturity to kind of experience life. You're past the, I've got a car, you've been able to live in an apartment, you've been able to understand some of what it's like to be an adult. You didn't just go in and have a relationship, and you're growing into being an adult, and then also you gotta have a family at the same time. It's like you're two children phases. One is you're a child, and now you're independently responsible, and now you're now an adult, a real adult at 30, because you've had a chance to kind of live a little bit and learn a little bit. You're done with the partying phase, hopefully, and your time ready to kind of settle down, and you got a lot of the bullshit out the way, if you will. So you're kind of ready to sit down and say, okay, now I'm looking for something else other than looking for myself. And he was right. But the one thing that I will say to add on to that is while you're doing all of that, you've got to make sure that you're getting yourself in a position, so not that someone can be taken care of, but that you really can analyze the value of what another person is going to be a benefit for by entering a relationship for you. When a woman comes to you, you now have a good position to see what the value offer is other than her looks and her groin. And if you can't do that, then you're going to suffer, because what you're falling for is something that will change over time. And it will not lead you to wealth, it will not lead you to happiness, it will lead you to destruction. So remember, if you cannot take instruction, then you will lead to destruction. That's all I have to say for today. Phillip Davis, Ancestry Lands, ancestrylands.com. I hope you've been educated, enlightened, and entertained. Remember, you can find my book on Amazon, Getting Dollars from Dirt. Go support your boy and learn about vacant land investing, why you should own land, and all things associated with land. Take care. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, folks. Ancestry Lands, ancestrylands.com is where you can go find property. Phillip Davis, and I'm out. Peace.
Are you confused with today's real estate market? With high interest rates and overpriced housing, it can be hard to find something to own at the right price. Available on Amazon, Getting Dollars from Dirt by author Phillip H. Davis is a game-changing book that invites you to embark on a thrilling exploration of this often overlooked asset class. This book is your roadmap to unlocking the secrets of vacant land investment. Inside these pages, you will uncover the transformative power of vacant land as a wealth-building tool. Discover how to spot promising properties, assess their true value, and capitalize on market trends. From understanding zoning and permits to leveraging financing strategies, you'll gain the knowledge and confidence to make savvy investment decisions. With each page you turn, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the profound impact your investments can have on the world around you. Getting Dollars from Dirt is not just a guidebook, it's a call to action. Whether you're a seasoned investor or a curious novice, this book will empower you to tap into the immense potential of vacant land and embark on a journey toward financial freedom and a brighter future.